So, dear colleagues, I'd like to thank you for all your efforts in delivering the distance learning courses and the distance learning material to students at HTU. I was in a meeting with some of my students 2 days ago, and we spent maybe half an hour, the first half an hour of the lecture, getting feedback. I got feedback from them. We gathered feedback about the distance learning process, what they like, what they don't like, and some of their concerns. And I think we felt that it was necessary to share this feedback with you. So I've tried to summarize those points as the 12 main points. So point number one. I think some lecturers are moving at a very, very fast pace, and I think we need to slow down. These are exceptional circumstances. Some students are finding it difficult to attend lectures for various reasons, technical and otherwise. So my advice would be to try to slow down, cover the material as best as you can, make sure that students understand, check the understanding, ask questions, stop, ask questions, check understanding, and so on. So that's very, very important, even if actually it means that we actually cover less material than what we're actually supposed to cover. So that's the first point. The second point, some students have actually have a concern that some of the recordings on Microsoft Teams are maybe too long. Sometimes they're irrelevant because they actually record discussions about some administrative tasks and so on. And sometimes they actually cover too many topics. So my advice would be the best way to record these Microsoft Team recordings for Microsoft Stream is to keep them short, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Make sure that they actually cover one specific topic or a bite-sized concept, and make sure that you actually don't include or don't record things which are not relevant to the students who are listening to that recording afterwards. Students have also said that some lecturers are recording offline videos which are prepared in advance and which are being uploaded onto the HTU educational channel on YouTube. A lot of students are finding these very useful because they are to the point, they're of good quality and so on. I do understand that not everyone can actually do these or has the time to do them or the skill to do them, but if you can, even if it's just 1 or 2 videos for a specific topic which you feel is relevant and suitable, then please try to do that, and there are colleagues who will actually make sure that they're uploaded onto the HTU educational channel. The fourth point, students are feeling a bit nervous about in-class assignments. So I think the advice is let's restrict the assignments during this phase of distance learning to take home assignments, so students can take them home, they can take their time working on them, they can ask questions, have maybe some formative sessions and so on, and then submit the assignment at a certain date. I think this will make it easier for students to follow and work on their assignments. A number of students, this is the fifth point now, so a number of students have actually said that textbooks help them a lot. So if you are using a textbook, make sure that the students are aware of it, aware of its name, and it'll be a good idea to give them problems to solve from that textbook or certain chapters to read from the textbook. Students do find that, some students do find that very, very useful. The sixth point is actually being considerate and understanding regarding the students' circumstances. Some students are really going, I know this from personal experience, some students are going through difficult times in terms of being able to have access to a laptop, being able to have access to a good internet connection, in some cases even actually having a power supply at home. Electricity it has been known that for electricity to be cut from certain areas in the country and so on. So I think we need to be considerate of the students' conditions during this time. The seventh point is regarding some powerful software. Some courses do require actually powerful software, which is heavy and demanding software, and not all of the laptops that the students have are up to this task. Sometimes they only have basic laptops. There are possible solutions to this, but it's important that you are aware of it, and maybe you can work with the student to try to address this point. The eighth point is actually regarding motivation. It is very, very difficult for students to actually stay motivated and stay up to date with distance learning. It does require a level of discipline that some students do not have. Some students do have that discipline, others don't. So it is good if we can actually try to keep the lectures live, interesting, entertaining, by having group discussions, solving problems together in groups, even making, cracking jokes and so on, just to keep that lecture more lively and more interesting and more entertaining. The other thing as well, which is the ninth point, is actually to try to keep students engaged from week to week. And one of the things that actually ensures that students are motivated to study and follow up on the material is having continuous homeworks. Let's think of them as formative homeworks and formative short assignments. So try to give the students formative homeworks, formative short assignments, discuss them in class, give them something weekly for them to do. This will actually encourage them to keep up to date, keep up with the material, and follow what you're doing. The 10th point is regarding the various resources that the students have access to. So it's a good idea to, for example, to encourage students to follow on videos, either your videos or others' videos, notes, the slides, and even having access to your TA, the TA who's on this course. So maybe they can actually have a one-to-one or an office hour with him or her, and maybe ask questions and solve problems. The 11th and 12th points, the last 2 points, are really more a technicality in Microsoft Teams. So you need to ensure that the student is actually properly added to the Microsoft team. Otherwise, if all they get is just an invitation to join, then later on they will not be able to actually view the recordings of the team meeting. So it's very important that they're added properly. And the last point, the 12th point, is a technicality regarding the recordings. Try to make sure that when the meeting is complete, you rename or you name the meeting and the recordings with an appropriate name, which makes it easy for students to find. So give it the course name, the lecture name, and maybe instructor's name. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you for all your efforts, and thank you for listening.